I don't know. Everything's jammed up, but we're here, so we're going to roll through it. It is Wednesday, May 22nd. We are 90 days out from August 20th. The DTD2 is N and R. We are calling N and R. We are texting our E's, and we are also making sure that we are getting into contracts today. Now more than ever, super important to make sure that we are spending time in contracts class. It is available every Wednesday. This week, we are going to be doing Vermont and Maine and New Hampshire. And also today at 9 o'clock here in Portsmouth, we have session 10 of Ignite. It is Keep Every Lead. Bradley Roberts will be taking you through that content. That's in Portsmouth and on the Zooms at KWikStart.com. Right at 9 o'clock, Ignite continues session 10, Keep Every Lead. Of course, on Keller TV, the other channel. That's where you're going through Vermont contracts at 9, Maine contracts at 10, and New Hampshire contracts at 11. And then this afternoon in York, in person only, the Nathan Dickey will be spending time with you and doing the conversation around multi-home investing, basically. That's the content he's bringing. If you've got questions, concerns, you want to talk about other stuff, we can obviously entertain that as well. He'll take all of your questions. If you guys have soup of the day that you want to get to, he will cover that as well. His intent is to discuss with you multifamily investing. But of course, he's an open book. He'll be there hanging out with you in person only in York today at 2. Friendly reminder, stuff coming up next week. I know we're careening into the holiday weekend. People might already be good for the holiday weekend and well on their way. I completely appreciate that. Myself and the David Williams will be discussing profit share coming this Friday at 11 o'clock. That'll be on the internet's the Zoom link for Profit Share Mastermind this Friday at 11 will be in the morning news. And then as we get to the other side of the holiday, I do want to remind you there's an opportunity to join us yet again for a wonderful class here in Portsmouth. It's 12 to 2:30. It's Breaking into Luxury with the Adam Dow, and he's going to be delivering a class that he's put together. His most recent class, he's taught luxury for years, obviously. One of the best in the biz when it comes to this conversation, to this delivery of service, to surprising and delighting your clients. So he's going to talk about his journey, obviously where he sees the marketplace right now, and talk about his luxury brand and what he and his team do to make sure their clients are experiencing the best of the best. That is 12 to 2:30 here in Portsmouth on Tuesday. Lunch will be served, and when he wraps with the content, he's going to do a Q&A as well. So 12 to 2:30. You saw the email come out yesterday. If you get your hands on that, make sure you click away and get yourself into the class. We want to make sure we have seats for everyone, and above and beyond that, we also want to make sure that we have a chance for you to have some food as well. I've been in and out of a handful of books. So I'm reading, I just finished Diana Kokoska's new one, Becoming More, which is ironic. She dedicated that book to John Maxwell. Then, in a related event, John Maxwell dedicated his new book, High Road Leadership, to the one and only Mo Anderson. And that came out right around Mo's birthday. Was it planned? Was it not planned? I don't know. It's a phenomenal book. And if you haven't ever read any of John Maxwell's stuff, or you are going to just get started, that's a great book to start with, High Road Leadership. John Maxwell, he's starting a podcast around it too, which I've dipped my toe into. So I'm usually pretty concerned about having multiple reads going on at once, although I thought about it in the grand scheme of things. Have you ever had a weekend where you're sitting and you're watching, and maybe it's snowing out, maybe it's raining out, it's just crappy, so you're inside all weekend, and you and loved ones are just watching streaming content, right? And there's a million different streaming networks, and you're watching whatever program you're watching, and you sort of get bored. I mean, if you're plowing through, sometimes people can do it. I've talked to a few people, they plowed through, like during a blizzard weekend, they plowed through the entirety of Suits, which I think season 1 through 8 is on Netflix. Season 9 you have to go find on Peacock, I believe, at this point. But sometimes you're sort of like, okay, I got through like the first 3 seasons. I just need a change of pace. I want to watch something else. So I've sort of taken that mentality with the books that we're reading, because we are in the midst of, I have my MAPS coach, Jacob, that I talk to on Thursdays. And we are currently, as a leadership team, in a different MAPS class, which we have a call every day at 1 o'clock. And one of the things that they have us doing over the course of this 90-day class is we are reading 2 books a week. Now, the benefit is the 2 books a week over the course of 12 weeks. So we're going to plow through 24 books. And I'm saying plow through 24 books because we're moving pretty quick. For me, if I'm just going to sit and read, I've always been a pretty average reader. I know people can cruise through books. I don't. I tend to get distracted. I've always battled with this. I might have to go back and reread a page if I get distracted. So a hack that I've come up with as of late, and I've probably talked about this so many times in the past few weeks, I apologize if I sound like a skipping record, but here we go. My new hack is to grab the book, and this one in particular, which I'm going to talk about in a meeting that I have coming up here today, is from Michael Stanier. It's The Coaching Habit, which has been great for me. The other one that we're reading this week is from Michael Gervais, and it's The First Rule of Mastery. And above and beyond that, I'm still finishing the John Maxwell book. And the benefit is I'm finding alignment between these 3 books. And I think if you stay in a certain business vertical, you could probably argue that would always happen. It's been serendipitous for me because it's helping remind me, and I've quoted the great Mark King so many times since he first said this. What was working, what did we used to do that was working so well that we just stopped doing it? And I think sometimes, and this can happen to anybody. You're hearing us talk about, multifamily investing with Nathan Dickey. And if you're currently doing that and you feel like, well, if I go today to York at 2 o'clock, there's going to be other people in the room that have never done it. And maybe those questions and answers aren't really going to serve me, so I don't need to go do that. Or maybe you're thinking about the luxury thing because the title of the class is Breaking into Luxury. And if you're already a luxury agent, well, cool, I could probably learn something from Adam, but do I go to the class because I probably don't need it? And this is where I would argue to the contrary. I think when we are convincing ourselves that we're beyond this certain conversation, Ignite's going on, right? We're in session 10 of Ignite, keep every lead. And sometimes people are just like, you know what? I did Ignite back in 1932. I don't think I need to go to Ignite again. I'm going to ask you to just take a second, take a beat, take a breath, and understand the importance of getting back into the classroom, hearing the content over again. Allowing the pathway of your personal life, where you are in your business, and maybe the availability that you give your head and your heart to hear something new. So if you are heading to that roundtable with Nathan today, I trust there'll be something that will be said or offered that you'll be able to apply in your business. Tuesday with Adam, no matter where you feel you are in real estate or luxury, there'll be something that you'll take away, not to mention, never mind, and this goes back to the book from Adam Grant, Give and Take, never mind what we're able to extrapolate from the class and then apply in our own businesses. What will you bring to the table? That's the power of Ignite today at 9 o'clock. That's the power of our contracts classes every Wednesday. That's the power of going back to Mega Camp, going back to family reunion. The experience will be different by the people you surround yourself with, by the ever-changing conversation. 4,000 years ago when I started in college in my freshman year, and one of my majors was philosophy, obviously, in the pursuit of what I thought I was going to do. And Father Schiavone, freshman year, explained philosophy class as a thousands of years conversation, right? Philosophy, the conversation around philosophy, the conversation of the human interaction, the conversation of humanity is ongoing. People just step in or out of it like a stream. And we've heard that so many times. Why would you go back to Bold? Why would you go back to Mega? Why would you go back to family? Why would you ever reread this book? Why does Tim encourage us to reread MREA? Why would I go back to Millionaire Real Estate Business Planning Clinic every fall? Why would I jump into Thursday, June 27th, shameless plug, you're welcome, the Halftime Business Planning Clinic, when I've already done all that? Because there's something else that you will gain. There's something else that you will offer someone else. And sometimes it just cracks right down to, what is it that we used to do that worked so well that we just got away from it? We convince ourselves that we have graduated on to the next thing. And historically, the evidence that we get of our success, it's embedded in the rudimentary, in the elementary things that we do day to day that seem so boring, so mundane, yet that is from which all of our greatness spawns. So that might have been a really delicious way of saying, get back to basics. Do the next right thing. Remain a student of the industry. And showing up is not only for you and what you will gain and take away, but what you will bring to the table, what you will offer, and how you can empower somebody else just by your mere presence. If I can help with these thought patterns, if I can help get you out of your own way, I'm here for it. Let me know. It is 603-834-2856. You can also book my face at meetwithcoach.com. I'll see you in and around the internet and the Market Center. Take care.